Virat, my question is, the pitch here is expected to help the spinner, but no great amount of swing is expected here. So may I know your opinion on the effect of the pink ball not swinging that much?
I don't think that's a very accurate assessment. I think the pink ball does tend to swing a lot more than the normal red ball that we play with. We experienced that in the one match that we played in 2019 against Bangladesh. It's much more challenging to play with the new ball, with the pink ball, regardless of what pitch you're playing on, and especially in the evening. If say you're as a batting team, you're starting your innings in the evening under lights, then that 1.5 hours is very challenging. Yes, spin will come into play for sure, but I don't think the new ball and the fast bowlers can be ignored. The pink ball does bring them into the game till the ball is nice and shiny, and something that we are very well aware of, and we're preparing accordingly.
Virat, obviously you are going to play a test match under lights and with pink ball. So what are the adjustments that you have to do in your game?
Well, last time we experienced that for the first session is probably the nicest to bat when the sun's out and the ball doesn't do as much. But when it starts to get dark, especially during that twilight period, it gets very tricky. The light changes, it's difficult to sight the ball, and then under lights is like playing the first session in the morning. In a normal test match, the ball does tend to swing a lot. So I think it's a reversal of roles and something that you need to adjust to quite quickly as batsmen. Even though you might be set in the afternoon, but you have to really, take guard again and start from scratch in the evening, and understand that you probably have to be a bit more disciplined, bit more disciplined than you were in the day when things were probably easier with the bat. So these are the major differences. And similarly with the bowlers, the plan in the afternoons was to bowl a nice and consistent line and length, and then in the evenings, when the situation allowed us to, we attacked a lot more. So I think the same kind of template will be useful in this game as well, and these are the few differences from a normal test match scenario that we experience.
England were bowled out for 58 in their most recent day-night test, and India for 36 even more recently. Will those experiences help or hinder the thought process going into this game?
No. According to me, no. Both are bizarre experiences for two quality sides. If you ask England the same question, do you think that you could be bowled out for 50 again? Their answer probably would be no, because you understand that on that particular day things just are meant to happen a certain way, and whatever you try to do, it's out of your control, and nothing seems to go right. And exactly what happened to us in Adelaide as well. Barring that 45 minutes of bad cricket, we dominated that test match as well. So we're very confident in terms of how we played the pink ball. Even in Australia, where the pitches were assisting their seamers, they were under the pump through that Adelaide game, and that 45 minutes where we were just blown away. There was literally nothing to come back into the game with. So yeah, we understand that quite well. From the outside, things are not as detailed or explained what happens in the change room, what the mindset of individuals is, but you understand exactly what went wrong on that day, and you brush it aside, which the team did beautifully afterwards from Melbourne Test. And ended up making a great comeback. So these are experiences for sure, not a hindrance, not something that is a mental scar, but something that you learn from. You move ahead and you keep improving as cricketers, and understand if it's a difficult situation again, how to apply yourself and probably get out of that tough situation.
Virat, hi. Virat, given the enormity of the stadium and about 50,000 fans are expected to turn up, do you think the whole atmosphere could be a little intimidating for the England players, especially those who have been touring India for the first time?
Yeah, I think so. Crowd plays a massive role. The crowds really get behind us, and the difference of which we saw in the second test. The opposition does feel the pressure when you go to play in Australia, England, South Africa, New Zealand, anywhere. People are, I've experienced that as a batsman. When you walk into the field and 30,000 fans are booing you, or clapping when the bowler is running into bowl, it does play on your head. So we would love for that atmosphere to be present, make life more difficult for the opposition and really get behind the team. That's what playing at home is all about. It's not only about the conditions on the field, but 50,000 people and their energy behind your team. It does push you in the right direction, and it does put a lot more pressure on the opposition.
ये अब तक हम चर्चा करते रहे हैं कि एमसीजी सबसे बड़ा स्टेडियम है, एक अलग तरह का वहाँ पर वातावरण होता है, माहौल होता है जब क्रिकेट होता है। अब ये कितना प्राउड है एज एन इंडियन, एज ए क्रिकेटर, कि इंडिया के पास दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा क्रिकेट स्टेडियम है और उसमें आप पहला मैच खेलने जा रहे हैं। और एक और चीज इसी से जुड़ा हुआ है कि जो सीट्स है यहाँ पर मैंने देखा ऑरेंज कलर की है और पिंक बॉल से मैच होगा। क्या इससे कोई फर्क पड़ेगा जब बैट्समैन वहां पर अगर आप खेल रहे हैं तो?
पहले मैं दूसरे सवाल का जवाब मैं आपको दे सकता हूँ। साइड स्क्रीन हमारा काफ़ी ब्रॉड है और जो सीट्स हैं वो एक ऐसे एंगल पे हैं जहाँ पे प्रॉब्ली आपका ध्यान नहीं जाता एज अ बैट्समैन। एज अ फील्डिंग ग्रुप हमने इस बारे में डिस्कशन करी है, बट जिस तरीके से मैं इस चीज़ को देखता हूँ कि सीट का कलर जो है वो है, आप उसको बदल नहीं सकते हैं। बॉल के कलर और सीट के कलर में फ़र्क है, और अगर आप ध्यान से बॉल पे फोकस करेंगे तो आई थिंक बॉल को पिक करने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी। हमने प्रैक्टिस भी करी है दिन में और शाम को दोनों, तो कोई इश्यूज़ नहीं हमें फेस हुए। और पहला सवाल जो आपने पूछा, हमारे लिए काफ़ी गर्व की बात है कि सबसे ज़्यादा कैपेसिटी वाला स्टेडियम दुनिया में इंडिया में है और हम पहला टेस्ट मैच खेलने वाले हैं उस पर। और एटमॉस्फेयर जब लोग आएंगे, स्टेडियम भरेंगे, वो एक्सपीरियंस उसके बाद ही आप एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं। लेकिन जो हमने देखा है अभी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वाइज और जो फैसिलिटीज़ प्रोवाइडेड हैं, जैसा स्टेडियम बनाया गया है, जैसे एरियाज़ डेजिग्नेटेड हैं, कमाल का स्टेडियम बनाया। और हम लोग काफ़ी एक्साइटेड हैं, काफ़ी खुश हैं कि इतना बढ़िया, इतना सुंदर स्टेडियम हमारे देश में बना और हम उस पर खेलने जाएंगे कल से।